And we're back for another painting video. Welcome everybody, thanks for being here. I'm going to do a thin paint straight pour with the custom made metallics that I've been doing. So from the last video I have, and I'll show you, I have the, I've got colors all underneath this. I've got the metallic green with sap green. I've got the metallic blue, phthalo blue. So this is silver, sap green, silver, phthalo blue. And then this one is the, almost like an, it looks really similar to Pebeo's blue black, iridescent blue black, but this is pyro red and phthalo blue mixed together with silver. So I've got those three. I decided for this one to do, for contrast, to do sap green as my main color. And then I have a little bit of white. Now my white has some air bubbles in it because I just mixed it and I am worried about those popping through. So I do have another little container here that I may use instead. And then I also have my yellow. So my predominant colors are gonna be the sap green for contrast and white and yellow to go with this one. So I don't know if I wanna start, gosh, I don't know. Let me see how many air bubbles are. Just feel like maybe I'll use this white instead because this one was already mixed up. I'm just going to put a tiny bit into the bottom. Put this over here so you can see it. And then I'm going to do a little bit of my yellow. And then I think the beautiful green metallic. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm gonna try to see if I can get you overhead, or maybe I can do it like this. Look at the cell reactions that happened just now. Let me see if I can focus you in. Look at how many cell reactions happened just from pouring that green in. This should be interesting. All right, so now I've got my green in there. I don't want to do the green against the green. I think I'll do, gosh, I don't know. Do I do a little bit more yellow? And maybe a little bit of white? I don't know. Okay, now I'm going to go with my blue. Okay, now I'm going to do the sap green. I'm going to swirl that around. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit of white. I feel like that was a lot of white. Then I'm going to come in with the rest of my gunmetal color, the rest of the yellow. Oh, I had a bubble that happened there. Now the rest of the green, metallic, some more of the sap green, then the rest of the blue. I'm swirling them to try to get a little bit of a design. Okay, the rest of my, and then I guess a little bit of white on top because I want to have enough paint to go around. Okay, so it's normally filled all the way to the brim, but I think this is enough paint and I used up all of these colors, so that makes me happy. And I'm gonna get started. Okay, so for the thin paint straight pour, this is just Amsterdam, it's Amsterdam brand, Soho brand, and Creative Inspiration brand paints, all mixed with about 40 to 45% water. I normally go on the 40% so that I have them a little bit thicker. And then the custom made metallics are in here, and I am just going to start pouring this out, I think. Lot of the green color, and I'm gonna need my white to show up at the end. There's the yellow. Okay, that's good. Got some drips coming through here, and I normally take care of those with my hand. Got a couple air bubbles. Okay, now just gonna swipe through that. Swipe through that. That yellow is finally coming through a little bit. I think I might actually take my finger, start here and swipe through there. Oh my gosh, that created cells. Huh. You don't have to swipe with the palette knife. Yeah, look at the cells popping up through there. That is so cool. I do feel like it's missing the white a little bit, but I knew I was going to have a few air bubbles. Okay, so now I'm just going to pour the rest of this green out just so that I don't have to stretch it too much. And if there was anything left in this cup, this will all be poured off. Okay, all right, let me get my gloves on for this one. All right, it is very green. It's like super duper green. I needed a little bit more of the yellow and the white in there for a little bit more contrast, but I think it's gonna be super soft and pretty. I love the gunmetal color, like that blue-black, iridescent blue-black, and the blue. Those are beautiful. And this little swipe of yellow, I actually really like it. Okay, so now let's see how it goes. I'm just gonna circle it around first. I don't wanna necessarily go all the way off the edges until I get up here. Oh, these are always so soft and pretty. I actually wanna come down here and then back. These remind me of like a slice of wood. Okay, it was a good amount of paint. Most of it is coming off now, but this is what I like these for because it's super duper just soft. Oh, this is very pretty. It reminds me, like I said, of just like a piece of agate or stone. Not wood, but stone. Okay, now I'm going to be interested to see how these colors show up for the metallic part of it, how they dry. I'm looking at it now and I can't really see too much like shiny metallic on the front. I wish that I had had a little bit more contrast because it is very green. And I didn't necessarily mean for it to be all green, but the colors blend together on these. I mean, I should have known because I used the sap green as the primary color, but I'm glad I painted my sides. That's really helpful. Yeah, I wish I just had a little bit more of this yellow veining that I got from swiping through. I didn't get a ton of cell reactions, which is interesting as well because in the cup, there were a ton that I showed you. So that is interesting to me as well. So I think I needed a little bit more yellow. I love this river that's kind of running through it. I needed a little bit more yellow and a little bit more white, I think. But I'm overall happy with this. The colors are really pretty and I can't wait to see how it dries. I'll show you. All right, here it is. It definitely has a lot of interest. Just composition-wise, I feel like I want this to drag over that way, so I might do that. But I'll take you in. It's just super soft swirls of color. And something in me, I'm gonna see how the metallic dries in it, but something in me is telling me that this is probably gonna be a backdrop and I might do some impasto flowers over top of it because it's a little plain, but I will see. So we'll see how it dries and then you can let me know, Do you think this would stand as its own painting, or do you think it could be a backdrop for something else? I think it could be both. All right, we'll see how it dries. You see her?
Yeah.
This is my studio, Lucy. This is my studio. You see what's going on? You want to see this painting? Mommy did this painting. You see this painting? I think the fumes, maybe we should take her out.
Yeah.
But
Okay, Miss Lou.
you say hi? There's lights and paint and canvases and all kinds of stuff. This is Mommy's little PlayStation. Say hi. Say hi, Lou. All right. Well, I will say it did dry very well. And it did have, I love those pops of yellow that are in there. The white really blended with all the other colors. I did take my hand and make that flow a little bit more. I just felt like it was kind of harsh the way that it was when I showed you the wet result. But you can see the metallics shining through in all these different layers. It's super soft, got the river of blue and that iridescent kind of blue-black color. You can see it really blends in down here. So I'm a little bit undecided. I don't know. Is this a background for another painting? I feel like once I spread that yellow out a little bit, I feel like it definitely can stand on its own. Let me see if I can. The metallics are so hard to see on camera. I can't really get the shine of them at all, but they're there. But anywho, just a super simple thin paint straight pour. And I am happy with it. So we'll see if this becomes anything else or if I leave it as is. Sometimes I have to let them sit for a little while, look at them, maybe even varnish it and see how it feels. But for now, thank you for watching. Happy painting. Bye.